Hi, I'm with Jason Cremins, CEO of signagelive. The interesting thing I think this year about the digital signage market specifically is it seems to display a growing maturity. That there are some very substantial businesses, very substantial solutions which appeal to international enterprises that are looking for that reassurance. Would you agree with that trend? And if so, what do you think the ultimate conclusion will be? Less players or?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you're quite right. I can see that the marketplace is definitely maturing. I think we're seeing less and less organisations who are focusing on specific market sectors and more people looking at the signage world as being a global proposition. And that's causing a bit of a shakeout. I think also one of the big things that we're seeing is that there's a kind of divide between the types of propositions that are out there. You've got organisations who are maybe the traditional organisations in the signage space who are trying to maybe out-benefit and out-feature each other, bigger booths, flashier screens, and then you've got organisations who are focusing on the commoditisation of the signage world and actually trying to create bundled solutions, trying to create simple out-of-the-box propositions that have infinite scalability across the world. And obviously we see signagelive as being in that latter camp.
I mean, a key factor here has been the adoption of the cloud. Would you say we're at the sort of tipping point where the cloud is now the preeminent approach to signage?
Definitely. I think certainly from our own point of view, as early adopters of the cloud, we found ourselves. We talk about push and pull in all aspects of business. Whether that be the relationships with resellers or vendors, or in this case, the adoption of the cloud. And we found that 12 months back we were having to educate people on the alternative solutions to putting a server in a cupboard and running a signage solution, and the ability to actually tap into the power of the cloud. And it has been a very interesting journey that we've now seen that over the last 12 months, and I think we can thank Apple for iCloud, and we can thank all these other references that people now understand the concept of the cloud. And we're seeing huge benefit from that. People are leading with us as a proposition, as opposed to being maybe an alternative to something because they feel they need something that's maybe more scalable. So yeah, it's been a good trend.
signagelive as a business has grown appreciably year on year. The objective over the last year has been largely to make the solution available to a greater number of people by making it more compatible with different hardware solutions and so on.
Correct. Yeah, totally. I think it goes hand in hand with our kind of cloud strategy. Is that we see the business as being truly international, and in order to do that, we've got to ensure that we've got, well, for starters, the right resources in the right places. As we've discussed in the past, Bryan, we have a big interest in the US marketplace and massive exponential growth. So we're laying down resources with Rafi joining us at the beginning of this year and seeing that there's great opportunities there. The other big entry point for us is that we do have this kind of truly agnostic approach to the hardware. So we have some great relationships with hardware organisations, and obviously there's emerging technology coming through as well. And then we're also seeing collaboration and consolidation, and such as obviously what we're showing here at the show is the collaboration we've got with BrightSign, who make tremendous solid-state little purple boxes for driving the signage, and their own software solution is great for kind of on-premise. But when you start looking at scalable multi-thousand-site networks, the power of having both options working together is really attractive to resellers.
One of the influences of signagelive on the market has been the evolution of the signage business model. The word disruptive has been used in connection with signagelive. Would you like to amplify that, to explain how what justifies that description?
Yeah, we definitely see ourselves as disruptive to what's gone before, regardless of who the competitors are. The main reason being is that we see that signage ultimately, and the provision of signage will become commoditised in the marketplace. And our role in that is to effectively take out the capital expenditure aspect of buying a signage platform. And with signagelive, we're now providing easy in, easy out options on a monthly basis for signagelive, charging people on a monthly basis based on the active devices that they're using. So in larger networks, maybe they want to scale back a network at a particular point, and they don't have to then be tied into long contracts. So we consider ourselves very, very disruptive in the place. We're doing a lot of work with partners who are looking at total cost of ownership. And looking to obviously host with signagelive on the cloud, as opposed to the cost of running a network operations centre and all the people involved. Yeah.
at this year's show you have a new booth design with some pretty interesting looking products on there.
Yeah, there's been some pretty interesting draws. Obviously, we've got a synchronised solution on the top of the stand with 5 47-inch LG LED screens, which is getting a lot of attention and is running synchronised content. So that's quite a nice draw with BrightSign. And leading on to that, obviously we've mentioned about the BrightSign relationship, so we've got their products on the stand powering a couple of the screens. And then the one that's drawing a lot of attention is we've got the Doodoo, which is a collaboration with a company called Moo Group, and we're working with them to power that technology. Certainly a urinal with a screen in the top that's getting a lot of attention. And then really finally the make an announcement with regards to our collaboration with Intel and using their AIM technology to provide targeted gender and age-based advertising solutions as well.
Mm-hmm. How do you see the year ahead? How's that going to roll out? This is more activity in the United States, more countries, more languages?
Yes, well, big focus certainly US, with establishing a formal office there, and we're actively recruiting over the next few months to backfill in after the obviously Rafi coming on board. And the plan really is to kind of cement that territory, get the key partners in place, and it's a mixture of what we consider brownfield and greenfield opportunities. We've got a lot of existing signage operators who are looking at alternative solutions, and we certainly want to be on their radar. So there's a big focus there, and obviously the greenfield is very much establishing new channels and new routes to market. So US is a big focus. We've also got a big focus on EMEA as well, with Roy Martin heading up that side of things, and doing some good business in terms of laying down the channel structures in those territories as well.
Thanks so much for that, Jason. It's interesting as ever. Good luck with it.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Yeah, hopefully see you again this time next year.
Certainly will do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers.